ready?
Yep.
For this very slow month of gaming.
Oh.
Oh, moving. I haven't showered today. You can tell. I don't have any makeup on. My hair is not done. And it's a board games and brew, and we don't even got no brew. That's okay. You wait.
What's the Shipwreck Arena?
Well, you'll just have to wait and find out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
And
board gamey things.
Exactly. It's another episode of Board Games and Brew where we don't have brew. So it's going to be an episode Board Games and Bubbly.
That was a good snap.
Thank you.
Is that a cold one or a warm one?
Warm.
There's ones in the fridge.
Hot apple juice. Also, pow! Guess what? We have merch. Cat hair not included. I tried to get as much of it off of me as I could. We just launched our merch store. If anybody is interested, we have crew necks, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have zip-ups for Tim specifically. There's stickers, there's mugs, there's tote bags. There's so many things and a variety of designs. All you need to do is go to fosterthemeeple.com and you can get yourself some merch. Look, my back is probably covered in cat hair. Board games and board gamey things. Exactly. I gotta turn around. All right, we're here to do our monthly board game wrap up, aren't we, Jeffrey?
Yep.
Jeff's in a bit of a grump mood today, everybody, so if you could cheer him up, that'd be swell.
Ay, man. Don't put me on the spot.
There you are on your spot. We have had a very busy month. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's why I'm grumpy.
That's why he's grumpy, because there's a lot going on. We're moving. We sold our house. We're out of here.
So much work.
There's so much work. We have to be out of this house by July 15th. Currently, it is June 30th.
We have to be out before the 15th.
Jeff says we have to be out before the 15th, but I'm staying.
Yeah, but you have to be out. The closing day is the 15th. We have to be out by the 14th.
We have to be out by the 14th. Okay, peeps? In the month of June, we played a total of 20 games, which is about 15-ish less than what we normally play. We played 20 games, we played 33 times. It's not too bad considering everything that's been going on, right?
And this doesn't include online games, right?
It includes some online games.
But like,
not if we didn't play together.
Because I'm in like 8.
Oh yeah, we always have a million BGA games. And you want to know who we play our BGA games with? Our friends in the Discord.
We do.
You should join our Discord. Literally, I'm in probably like 6 games right now.
Yeah, I'm in I think the same. There's a King Domino tournament going on.
Yeah, I'm in that.
And I play Brute on the app. I will mention, a lot of people ask, like, how do we play games with you guys on BGA? The best way to do it is to come into our Discord and tag us in. We have a game request channel. You can tag us in there and say, hey, do you want to play this game? And sometimes we'll be able to, sometimes we won't. But that's the best way to be able to play games with us on BGA. Because that comes up quite often.
Let's move on and into what we played. So we're not going to talk a ton about the games that we talk about a lot or that we have reviews on. So we're just going to stop at a few and tell you a little bit more about them if we've never talked about them before. Maybe it's been a while. Who knows? To start off, we played some Space Base, a little Trek 12, and a game called Shifting Stones with our friends Tyler and Ilya from Kavre.
Go check them out.
Go check them out. We're going to visit them soon. I'm so excited. So Shifting Stones of those games is one that was new to us. We played all 3 of these on BGA. Shifting Stones is a game where you are shifting stones. Okay? So basically what are you trying to do? I don't even remember. You're trying to get like certain patterns. You have objective cards with certain patterns. And then so you're shifting. You can shift what? Up, over. You could flip around. You could do didgeridoos and all that stuff. There's
limited actions you're allowed to take, and you only can take, I think, 1 or 2 on your turn. So you almost have to plan ahead to get the stones in certain situations where your next turn you can then turn them into meeting the condition of your card.
Yes, and then you got to wait for your turn, and by then people have janked up the stones so much, it's like, now what do I do? That is Shifting Stones. It's a really quick, simple game. It played really well on BGA. We played Tussie Mussy in our car while we were showing the house.
All right.
Which was kind of fun. And then we played a game called Copenhagen, and we played this with Billy and Michelle over at Second Star to the Left. Go check them out. They're amazing. Now, this is a game we also played on BGA. You don't remember it. I'm in another game of it, and I played it again with Billy and Michelle the other night when you weren't here. And this is a game where there's like this tall thing, and there's like building cards, and so there's a row of cards, and essentially you're like, I'm gonna grab this blue card, and then you have to choose a card on either side to also grab. So you get 2 cards every turn. Then you have to exchange your cards to lay out polyomino tiles on this, like, basically house grid, and you're trying to get all windows in rows to get extra points, and then you get other objectives and stuff. It's pretty fun. It was pretty simple to learn on BGA. I had never heard about it before, but Michelle and Billy have been playing a lot. They said there's a roll and write version, which is a lot of fun, which we haven't played. But yeah, I'm in like 3 games of this now. It's just like
I think
a simple
I
game.
didn't understand it until like a few hands in.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, it was good.
And then we also played the one that I'll talk about, the one that I left off the list, Ark Nova. I read the entire rule book front to back, and then I watched Monique and Naveen play it 2 times. And then I actually also watched the brothers Murph play it. And then I was like, I think we got this.
Ark Nova is a tableau builder kind of
builder
deal. So you have a zoo, I guess, map in front of you, and you are placing out, what are they called? The animals stay in.
Habitats?
Yeah, basically. You're
Enclosures.
Yes, thank you. You're placing out enclosures on your map with different types of animals. And your animals will be added to your tableau. Certain animals allow you to do certain things and trigger off of others. You're building out a zoo and building out features of your zoo in order to score victory points.
It's got a really, really cool mechanic where there's like 5 different actions that you can do, and where they're placed on your little player mat determines the strength of that action. So like if you want to play an animal that has a value of like 5, you need the animal card to be in the 5 slot. And then they rotate. So you're always kind of like, your actions are always kind of rotating through this thing. So it's been compared to Terraforming Mars. To be honest with you, it's been so long since we've played Terraforming Mars that I don't know whether or not that's true.
I get the comparison, but I don't think they're as similar as some people are stating they are. I think they're similar in how the cards laid out with all the iconography and, you know, the trigger actions of the cards, but that's about the extent of it for me.
I think with this game, if you are intimidated to try it, just try it. Once you kind of get going with it,
super simple.
It becomes a lot easier. It was really overwhelming at first. There's a lot of rules. And what I will say too, what we notice is that it almost at times feels like the game is working against you. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what you want to do, and you're always often just a little bit too short to do the thing. Like, oh, I just don't quite have enough money. It's definitely, there's a lot of strategy there, but I kind of like those games where it's like you never fully get to do everything that you want to do. It makes you want to play it again to kind of explore the game more.
I fully understand why this thing is shot up the BGG list. I think it's in the top 10 now, which is insane.
That's crazy. Then we've played a lot of Boomerang Australia, and I mean like a lot. Played on BGA, we play it in person. This is now becoming our new silver bullet almost. It's like, oh, I just want to play something simple. We don't really need to think about what do you want to play. It's now Boomerang Australia.
Yeah, I really dig Boomerang Australia.
And I have tried Boomerang Europe on BGA. It's also very good. I haven't tried the USA one yet, but I'm excited to try them all.
Side note, did you see they announced a new Wingspan expansion?
Yeah, I knew they were, but where is it? Is it dinosaurs?
It's Asia.
Oh, that's exciting too. I was kind of hoping they would do dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs would have been cool.
Yeah. Then we also played Sorcerers Arena, Disney's Sorcerers Arena Epic Alliance core set.
You're welcome, Rodney.
You're welcome, Rodney. So we have a full Done Well Do Better on this game, so definitely go and check that out if you're interested in learning more. We did recently just get one of the expansions. What's it called?
Turning the Tide.
Turning the Tide, which has Moana, Stitch, and Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. We also played Dune House Secrets. We featured this one actually in a board game Snapshots and comparing it to Batman Everybody Lies. Both are detective games, so if you're interested in learning more about Dune House Secrets, definitely go check out that snapshot. All will be linked below. Don't you worry. Then we played Imperial Settlers Empires of the North, but we played it this time with some of the new faction expansions, which we've never played with before. So I played with one of the Japanese factions, and you played with Roman. One of the Roman factions. These were the first time that we played with them, and they definitely added a lot more to the game. I think mine was, I can't remember, it's like a 9 out of 10 difficulty, and yours was I think yours was an 8 out of 10. Totally changed up the game for me.
Jamie's was really cool. It was basically like, thematically, it was like bringing stuff to a dock, and then you had to like transport that stuff to your warehouses before you could benefit off of it. It was really cool.
Yeah, I love Empires of the North. I don't know. If you haven't tried it, there's just so much variety in that game. And with all of the different factions, so there's barbarians, Romans, Japanese, and Egyptian. So we have everything except for Egyptian. Of course, we have the base set as well.
And we should mention, for those that don't know, it's an asymmetrical engine builder, tableau builder game.
Exactly. And it's adorable. So that is Empires of the North. And now the next game that we played is a little game called Innovation. And I have a star next to it because it's been probably like a year since we played it last and would have talked about it.
You have.
Yeah, Jeff plays a lot on BGA. This is only the second time that we've played the physical copy. It's been about a year for me. Doesn't matter because I
Jamie crushed me.
Still won.
Innovation is a civilization game where, and we've talked about it a bunch, but you are working through different eras of civilization and building out your tableau with cards that do dogmas and trigger massive events. It's super swingy, it's super combo-y, and incredibly fun. But I do know that this is a very polarizing game because it is so swingy. I mean, you could go a whole game running away and then all of a sudden some card comes out that changes the whole board state in one turn. I love Innovation. I'm so glad we finally got to play. We have the yellow version, which is, in my opinion, the nicer version of the two.
It's great. I love it. Even though like the theme isn't something that typically draws me in, the gameplay is so fun because you can see somebody working towards something and you just pull that one card. Like I had one card that Jeff had to keep giving me cards from the ones that he had already been scoring.
Yeah.
Then we played Unmatched, Robin Hood versus Bigfoot, which we also featured in a board game snapshot. So if you're interested in hearing our full thoughts on that, you should definitely go check out that video. We also played Cascadia. We had some friends over. We actually had Andrea of the Smith family and her boyfriend Chris over to play some games, and we played Cascadia, and Jeff played Cascadia with his boss and colleague.
My colleagues, yeah.
Always a hit. And we also played numerous games of Doodle Dash, which we love. And then when Andrea and Chris were here, we played a game called the Shipwreck Arcana, which is kind of like it's a deduction type of game. You're pulling
That says arena.
It says arena. Maybe it is Shipwreck Arena.
No, I think it's Arcana.
Let's look. Arcana. You were right. And basically in this game, you're pulling out two little tiles that each have a number on them. And you look at the tiles and you're trying to give people a clue based on certain cards that are out.
Kind of abstract-y clues.
Yeah. Based on cards that are out, you're going to lay down one of your numbers to try and get everybody else to guess the other number that you have. Some of the things in the middle might say, my number is an even number, or my number is an odd number, or my number matches this number, or is less than this number, things like that. If you put it down and everybody feels really confident in what you have, they guess. If not, we'll go around to the next person, you hold on to that number. When it gets back to you, if you haven't revealed that number, you draw another one. And then you use that next tile to either get them to guess the number in your hand, or if you can't, you might have to switch. And now they're trying to guess the other number.
Kind of a timer. So every time you get something wrong or whatever, like you're working against the game. And then if the game timer beats you, you lose basically, and it's not easy.
It was really fun. I really liked it. It's pretty different than anything that we've really played.
It's a really fun deduction game.
Yeah. Then of course we played Res Arcana. It was actually the first game that we played on our new board game table, which we also got this month.
And I also played this with my colleagues.
Yes, you did. If you want to watch a little bit of a gameplay of it, you can watch our board game table vlog because it's in there. Then the second game that we played on our new board game table was Brass Birmingham. This one, so we asked our Patreon community to vote on what games they would like to see us play first. It was a tie between Res Arcana and Brass Birmingham because apparently nobody wanted to pick my games. Everybody wanted to watch me play Brass Birmingham. And so we played it.
And
I loved it.
Yeah,
I freaking loved it. So I think that a big part of the first time that we played this was we were definitely newer to the hobby. It was really overwhelming. I didn't really understand what I was doing. And this time around, I was the one that learned the game and taught the game. And then we played it. We did play it wrong at first, and then we had to reset. But either way, playing it wrong or right, I was still having a great time. So yeah, so now this is a game that I love, which I never thought that I would say.
And this game was also also one of the games that's been on our shelf of opportunity for the long time. Not that it's technically a shelf of opportunity.
Because we had played it before, yeah.
We had only played it one time, and
it was forever
ago.
Yeah.
So it was nice to knock this one out, and nice that Jamie enjoyed it so that we can play it more.
Yeah.
But I've been debating whether or not we should also pick up Lancashire, because I heard Lancashire is better two-player experience. We'll keep Birmingham, obviously, because I do know Jason enjoys playing it, but I've been debating whether or not picking up Lancashire.
Yeah, I loved it. Now, it could do with a cute re-theme, but maybe Roxley will do that someday, you know?
I doubt it.
Maybe. Then we got into a little viticulture world, which we are going to have a full Done Well Do Better review on coming up on Tuesday. But we did play this, I think we played it 3 times. We played the intro level twice. We played a medium scenario once and won none of them, which is
not
fine.
easy, but we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about more in the Done Well Do Better. So if you want to hear our full thoughts, definitely watch that video on Tuesday. Now, we played, I think, at least 3, if not 4 games of Cuba Libre in the month of June. We have been playing with Monique and Naveen, and then we've also added Rodney into that mix.
Yeah, it's three or four, I think.
And it's just been chaos because everybody is trying to outsmart everybody.
They're trying to outsmart us, Jamie.
Well, it's not taking much effort for me because I never know what's going on in that game.
Me neither.
It's been so much fun. So we've talked about Cuba Libre already.
I do plan to do a video about some GMT games. Cuba being one, Wilderness War another,
Twilight
Struggle, and Dominant Species.
I always just want to highlight Cuba because more people need to be playing it and
It's
talking
super fun.
about it. It is so fun. Yeah. So I played a game called Can't Stop. Michelle and Billy showed this game to me. I was playing games with them the other night and they're like, have you ever played Can't Stop? And I was like, no. And then they showed it to me. And this is a game of pure luck. This is an old game.
And now you can't stop.
Yeah, exactly. It has a theme of somebody climbing a mountain, I think. But essentially in this game, you're just rolling dice, choosing numbers, and trying to move up on those numbers. And you're pushing your luck. So if you're rolling the dice and you're like, okay, I'll go one more and see if I can get that number again. But if you bust, you lose all of your work from that round. So I played it once with Billy and Michelle. And then Jeff and I played like 5 games in a row while he was on the phone with his sister. Jeff's not great at it yet. You just always be pushing that luck.
There was one game where every time I rolled, so you have to get a combination of track that you've gone up. So whether that's 7, 9, whatever. And every time I rolled, I failed. Every single time.
He was getting really frustrated.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. But I really like this game.
Yeah, it's
like
fun.
It takes like 5 minutes to play if you play with somebody who keeps busting. And then last night we had a couple friends over to play some games. We played Doodle Dash again and we played Scout. We also taught them how to play Cathedral World. Always fun to kind of introduce new games to people who aren't typically gamers.
Cathedral World, in my opinion, I do think that's a great little intro game.
So basically it's just like a grid and you're laying out pieces they're like polynomial
They represent
pieces.
buildings and
Yeah, and you're trying to, the first person to get all of their pieces on the board wins.
And
You're just trying to block other people off.
yeah, there's a really cool mechanic where you can block off parts of the map from the other player depending on if you build a wall, like walls of your buildings and stuff. It's really, really cool. They really enjoyed it last night. And
It's only a 2-player game, so we had a lot of fun even just watching them play.
I never hear it chatted about much.
I think it's an old game. Anyways, those are all of the games that we played in June. Now, I may have forgotten a few. I feel like I haven't been as good at tracking them.
Do we want to shout out this game?
What, Scout?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
so good. We
did a whole thing on it on a board game snapshot.
The 2 buddies that I had over last night are not big gamers. I think we're slowly getting them into it more and more, and Scout was a massive hit last night.
It's a massive hit with everyone we play with.
It's such a good game. If you can find a copy and you have like a regular 3 to 4 player count, so good. I think you can play Scout at 2.
Yep, 2 to 5.
But
I've played it at 2 with Michelle.
I think it's optimized at 3 to 4. So good.
I would
Highly
definitely
recommend it.
agree with that. Yeah. Cool. So those are all of the games that we played in the month of June. July is going to be another one of those months that's going to be a really weird one because half of our games are already in another province. The other half are in storage. We've kept a handful here because we want to make sure that we have some to play when we want to play them. But yeah, we're going to be moving, and then after that, we'll be back into our regular.
So
scheduled programming.
Our
background's gonna
backdrop's
change.
gonna be different. Yeah, this is it. These are the final moments of this backdrop. This isn't gonna be ever happening again.
Yeah,
So.
we are looking at buying another house where we're going to have a dedicated studio space. So something a little bit more permanent than even what we had here. Really excited for all of that, all those changes. But that has been June. And in July, we're also going to visit our friends at Cavre. But it's only the last day of July. August will be a big gaming month because we're planning on playing 159 games in a week or 10 days. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. That is all that we have for you guys today. If you're interested in buying board games like any of the many that we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us here in Halifax, that is
The Boredom Game Cafe.
Yes, it is. That's all we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
Please subscribe.
we hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
There it is. When did you play Empires of the North?
Played it with you.
Doing this on purpose now.
Obviously. I forgot a game on our list, but we'll get to that. So, what does that say? Turning. That's right. Yeah.
Cut it out.
Cut it out, people. Okay.